Gary, unfortunately, first home league defeat for yourself here as Oxford United boss. What's your assessment as to why that was the case today?
Yeah, it's a difficult game, I think. I think the way that obviously our first thought goes out to the supporter that we hope is okay. I believe that they managed to resuscitate him in the stadium and get him into an ambulance. So again, our first priority is that the supporter's safe. I think that when that stops the game for 15, 20 minutes or whatever it might have been, of course it takes away any sort of momentum, energy in the game, and it makes it difficult to I think get that back first half. I thought it was quite poor the first half. I thought it was a little bit stodgy, didn't create as much as we'd like. I felt we were just a little bit too predictable, but I didn't think there was anything really in the game. They, of course, are very direct with the striker and the keeper. Plays a lot of high, long balls up to the left back and the left side, and I thought we dealt with that pretty well, but we didn't get our own game going, and then conceded a very poor goal. I think it was always going to be that type of game today where, which team makes a silly mistake first. We did. The ball gets ricochets and bounces around in the box, and we don't get out quickly enough to stop it, and the player gets a sort of free tap in from 2 yards out, which is disappointing. And then, of course, I think everyone in the stadium can see that we missed 3 or 4 unbelievably good chances. I think three of which probably, if you include Shemi's, where Ola plays a lovely cross across the box, and then you got Stan's header and Matty's header, but we probably should score all 3 of those, and that was a disappointment really. We've had opportunities, we've had chances, we didn't play well enough, but I still think there was something for us in the game.
Yeah, of course it's a disappointing result and probably performance overall, but with those chances, does that still give you some strength to take out of this performance?
Yeah, I think it's hard to. I think we had moments first half where a better pass gets us in on goal, and we kept being really, really wasteful in possession in the final third, and that's something that started to creep into our game. I think that we've not been as clinical, as creative in those areas, or showed the creativity rather. I think we got in positions to do it. I think sometimes in this division that's the difference between that sort of mid-table cut-off point where the teams above that just have that little bit more extra quality in those final third. I think we've got it, but I just didn't think we showed it today. So, and then if you miss big chances like that, of course, you're not going to get back into the game. I think we 100% should, at the very least, score a goal today, which I think it makes it different. Of course, at the end, we've had to, we've ended up with Shemi and Stan as wing backs, and we're trying to put more bodies in the side of the pitch. It's going to open up space for them. The goal incident is a really poor goal. The guy just runs down the middle past 2 of our players, and it was kind of summed the day up really. We didn't do enough to win the game.
We have been in such an incredible undefeated run, which ultimately then raises expectations and standards as well alongside it. Probably just the first time where we've slightly slipped off of that a little bit. Do you need to just reinforce that message a little bit more to the players?
Yeah, I said to the players afterwards, I said that's the first, you're exactly right, I said that's the first time that I feel we've actually dropped our standards massively in terms of our performance. And what we can't do is we can't start to let that become the norm now, and start to sort of slip away from where we've been. So, I think it's really important that we get back to that. It's really important we show a little more bravery at times, a little bit more accountability in certain areas. I think we need to step up. Again, I think our forward players, need to step up. It's what they're on the pitch for, and we need to start to produce a little bit more often. And at the moment, we haven't quite done that. But sometimes, listen, it's a championship, it's a tough division. I think Portsmouth have struggled to win away from home for a long period of time. They do just about enough today. I felt a little bit like the referee allowed them to slow the game down at the end and create a little bit of a fractured end to the game. I don't think it made a lot of difference to the scoreline, but of course you want to at least have a fair crack at the whip in the last 5 or 6 minutes. But I suppose you can argue Portsmouth managed the game well.
Perfect.
Thank you.